my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm quite happy this morning. I'm quite excited, quite happy. Why am I quite excited and happy? Well, I start the day trawling the interwebs for any new Doctor Who news. Yeah, that's kind of my stock and trade. And I came across a clip from the English version of The Apprentice, the one with Alan Sugar, not the Donald Trump version. No, I don't think they make that anymore. No, when they had a cartoon of the TARDIS in it, and they referenced Doctor Who. I was like, oh, well, is The Apprentice back? I asked myself, and the answer was yes. The Apprentice is back. I love The Apprentice. There's a bunch of business twats being twatty to each other. I love it, right? I really enjoy that show. And yes, it is back, but the clip was actually from about 5 years ago. I had no idea about it. So there you go. I had a bit of good news. Oh, you know who also had a bit of good news? Tom Baker. Tom Baker. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Tom. 89 years young. Bursting with life as always. And I did a little bit of a, what did I say? Not retrospective. A little tribute to Tom Baker last night on my live stream. Went over a bunch of his old interviews and just reveled in the wonderful Tom Baconness of it. You know, he's very Tom Bakery. You know, I think that should be the adjective that describes Tom Baker. Tom Baker is Tom Baker. So I thought that'd be quite nice to clip out and put out as a video today. It being Tom Baker's birthday. After all, I guess that's why we're here, baby. That's why we're here. Before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic, right? Absolutely fan-dabby, double dosey. Thank you very much. I am, I would offer you a jelly, baby, but I can't do it through the magic of, this is a screen. I can't get through it. Also, I would probably be arrested, right? I'm offering strangers confectionery. That's often strange. But, just in honor of the great Tom Baker. That's what liking, sharing, subscribing. All those things are very nice. Thank you very much. Comment. I already said that. And go look in the video notes. You'll find links to my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Substack, which is my email newsletter. Sign up my Substack, absolutely free. There's a paid version as well, which I'm getting closer to having content ready for. I really am, actually. I'm getting closer to have content for that. So sign up for everything. Sign up for everything, baby, and your life will be incredibly enriched. Will it be enriched as it would have been had you had dinner with Tom Baker? No, that's an incredibly enriching experience, as we're about to find out. So I said, I pulled a bunch of old interviews from Tom Baker, with Tom Baker, from Tom Baker, whatever, and reveled in them last night on my live stream. So let me hand over to me from last night.
I know you were at some sort of sci-fi convention yesterday. Tell me about those conventions. What do you have to do?
Well, I'm a sort of...
what do you have to do? Prod him with a stick.
I'm sort of god in the science fantasy world, and my fans.
Kind of he is. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, he kind of is.
Have become sort of pilgrims, and they don't go to Lourdes or Mecca or Medina or whatever. They come to, say, Camber Sands, to Pontins, where I arrive, and they handle me and worship me, and I congratulate them on their taste, and I sign autographs very affectionately, and there's quite a lot of physicality, a lot of kissing and hugging goes on, and they have their photographs taken with me, and they just...
I love hearing it from his perspective, right? And you're like, they take me and they treat me very nicely and
adore me.
Yes, we do, Tom. Because you're adorable, mate. You are adorable.
And I can't complain, because I always wanted to be loved, really. And then, as I got more confident, I wanted to be adored. And now, in the twilight of my life, I have to tell you the good news. And now I'm, worshipped, really.
You really are, Tom. You really are, mate.
But you go all over the world doing it. Do you have to? Is it a bit? Do you have to dress up? Do you have to put the hat and the scarf on and be Doctor Who?
No, because that's all in their head. They.
Again, I love hearing it from his point of you. This is fascinating, isn't it? This is
You see,
crazy.
fan love is infinitely superior to human beings' love, because fans, they don't say, "Oh God, he's gone bald, or he's fat, or he's old," because it must be something to do with, you'd know this better than I do, that the power of
I've no idea who's interviewing him.
nostalgia actually is a trigger from a tune or a smell or a sight of an old Doctor Who that catapults you back to when you were young and full of hope, and happy, and thinking. And so when someone,
I don't think it was that. I don't think it's that. It does trigger us back, but it was. For me, it was Doctor Who was saying also on a few levels. It was. I felt something weird. I felt something. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing I always loved about Doctor Who. You needed to be clever to get it, and the dummies couldn't get it, and they just couldn't get it. They couldn't get what was cool about it, and you needed to be clever to get it, right? And also it was fun, right? That was basically it. So it was. It felt like it was compensation for being clever, right? Because if you're cleverer than most people, you're that does give you a little bit. And again, I think most of us probably are cleverer than most people, because firstly, you're here listening to this live stream right now. That's a great sign of intelligence right there. But also, no, if you're Doctor Who fans, Doctor Who fans are normally, normally are like, well, that's kind of quirky, and now they got special effects are good, and they're the dishy Doctor Who. They will watch it and they'll enjoy it, right? But they don't. If you have to be a fan to get what it is, right? Well, how it's. It's so bonkers and bizarre and different, but you've got to be clever, right, to get it. And then, again, I felt it was like the compensation, right, for being, for being smarter than your peers. You felt like you had the Doctor Who was a bit. That's why I felt Doctor Who has always appealed to, like, the marginalized. Those a little bit on the outside of society, because that's who he was. He was somebody who rejected society and reveled in his own, gloriousness, I would say, right? So for me, does it connect me to times when I'm happier? I don't know. Look, my happiest times, honestly, were watching Doctor Who with my kids when they were little, right? And then being enthralled by it. That was lovely, right? I was. Yeah, that's definitely one of my happy. Yeah, I was doing. My life was at its best at that point, right? Everything was good. Anyway, let's keep going. This goes on forever. We're not going to listen to it forever because it goes on for a while.
one actually reminds you of that, you're very vulnerable, and we're all like that, aren't we? If someone to meet, a great football player, a great cricket player, a great singer, does that to us, doesn't it? When we meet them old, we jump back and we love them for that pleasure they give us. It's the miracle. Even an old lover can.
Honestly, I think being in Tom Baker's presence, you do get that spark of being in Doctor Who's presence, right? Because it's Doctor Who. There was a lot of him in the role, obviously, but you do get you're directly connected to that magic, right? It makes it more tangible, and he's very entertaining as well, and he's very charming. It's very pleasant being in his company, but I think it's more than that. You are somehow touching. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what it is, right? So it's a fundamental difference between how you view something, right? It's in Judaism. In Judaism, I'll take you off for a second. In Judaism, we have different Jews have different traditions about doing different things, right? Depending on where they were in the world at the time, right? And what passage they've gone through in the world. So, for example, like we at Passover, we European Jews don't eat rice because of the way they stored it. They stored it with flour, and you couldn't have it, so it was flour free, which is what you needed to be for Passover. However, in the eastern lands where they had the the Sephardi Jews, they eat rice, right? And that's the prevailing custom, right? So sometimes we retain the custom. This is going to tie into Doctor Who. Relax. We retain the custom that we picked up as we travel from place to place. We've been all around the world, right? We stay somewhere for a bit and we get kicked out. We've been all around the world, right? So, but we retain the customs, even if those customs don't reflect what was originally intended when the Bible was given, right? So, there's I was having a discussion with a neighbor once that he said, "Look, I want to eat the rice on Passover. What? And I know in the Bible you can eat the rice on Passover. So why are we not eating the rice? Like I want to." And here, I mean, I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying this is the rationale. Anyway, we believe that Mount Sinai happened. Right? Again, this is going to tie into Doctor Who. We believe that Mount Sinai happened, and there was a revelation, and God gave the Old Testament. Right? But it gave we call it the Torah. Right, which has all these like traditions and things to do. All right, so and then that personal revelation was passed down from like generation to generation, personally from parent to child, right? From each generation. So that's what we want to keep. We want to keep that chain. We want to keep that link together. Right, of connecting us to that Sinai event, even if that means picking up traditions that don't reflect what actually happened there, right? So it's the same thing with being in Tom Baker's presence, which I don't think he understands, but it's the same thing as being for me anyway, it would be, right? It's the same thing being in his presence, that it's that we are somehow connected to that magic, right? That was, Talons of Weng Chiang. Like, I understand Talons of Weng Chiang was fake, right? But it feels like I'm touching it, right? And it was, again, it's a very pleasant experience, being around Tom Baker, right? Like, he's a very charming chap, entertaining chap. Yeah, it's great dinner guest.
Do that.
You can do this all over the world, though, can't you? I mean, you can go to, how many countries? I don't know how many countries Doctor Who's been shown in.
68.
60.
Yeah, it was very interesting to go to a foreign country and be famous as you got off the plane. And indeed, to have a certain air hostesses used to rub against me,
I love, you see, again, he was much like my mother in this, that he would unashamedly use whatever he had to his own personal advantage. Oh, Tom, we love you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything when you get there. Don't expect a speech about science fiction, or you stand there and they take pictures of you and you sign autographs, or they want to kiss you, or...
Yeah, they want to kiss. They mostly want to kiss me, yes.
Really? Wow. Okay, Tom. Love you, love you. I'll shake your hand. I don't want to kiss you. I really don't. It's really that's strange, but okay.
And to handle me, yeah? and also they tremble a lot, the way one does with a god, I suppose. It's a long time since I trembled, but I used to tremble in front of the tabernacle when I was young in Liverpool, because at one time I was a fan of God. I mean, I was.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He's right in that that the being in your presence, Tom, is being in something intangible. Again, you're connecting to a love. I think that may be it, right? You're connecting to this love that was born back then, right? And again, for me, again, makes it more real.
Devoted to him, it was incredible. Of course, I've forgiven him now. Now that I've discovered he doesn't exist, it's a bit late.
But you see, we can say this. We both went to the same drama school, and I thought, well, what I wanted to be most in the world was to be a famous actor. And then I sort of like watched as you became indeed a very, very famous actor and couldn't walk anywhere without...
I have no idea who this guy is. All right, no idea at all.
Without being recognized. Now I know the money must have been marvelous, or still is marvelous, but that business of being recognized so repeatedly, how do you deal with it? How do you manage it? How do you control it? I mean, people got phones. They've got cameras on their phones now. Wherever you go, they must be taking pictures of it.
This is from 2010.
Well, they are. When I go to talk, I do actually talk or answer a question for an hour. And now it's not like being at a fascist rally, because of course there was a time when they just
I guess we get fervent.
listen in amazement. But now they've all got their phones up in the air. Well,
it's not good, and he's very
have to
right.
be a little bit more careful. But being recognized, the impulse to be an actor and being recognized, is success, isn't it? I mean, and it happened, right through. It wasn't just one class or one type of person. I remember one time in Sloane Square where I used to cruise at the height of my fame there.
Oh man, it's a shame I missed him. Like Sloane Square was kind of my stomping ground, right? I went to school in Camden Town, so I would get the tube, the Northern Line, up to Tottenham Court Road where Forbidden Planet was, and then I would walk to Leicester Square via Sloane Square, right, to see movies and stuff. There's got a bunch of cool stores there. That was my stomping ground, right? That's where I would normally be found as a itinerant youth.
And cruise pretty successfully. Anyway, I was outside Peter Jones, which was a good place to cruise. And a little old lady, who'd been a great beauty in her time, said, "Hello, dear." And I was used to this. I said, "Hello." And she said, "Oh," and she clutched her bosom rather operatically and said, I'm so sorry, do I know you or am I going dotty?" And I said, gently, "Perhaps you've got grandchildren." "Oh, yes," she said, "you're the man from Doctor Who." "Good God," she said, "yes. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were special because my titties began to tingle."
Well, it happens to the best of us, mate. It does happen to the best of us. Tom Baker and Tzvi Lebetkin in the Sloane Rangers. Yeah, I will see that show.
Isn't that marvelous? My mother, who was a wonder, could never have said a phrase like that. And I thought perhaps on my gravestone, "Here lies Tom Baker, who made titties tingle."
Yes.
That sums up the silliness of telly fame, isn't it?
But
you're making my titties tingle, Tom. You are. I would love that on my tombstone. Here lies Tzvi Lebetkin. He made titties tingle. Yeah, I agree.
Because I say we're allowed just to talk a bit about the time we were together at this drama school, and then when I was there with you, I thought although we wanted to be famous, I've no doubt we wanted to be famous, but we did really rather despise actors, didn't we? I mean, you've lived your life among actors. Did you come to love them?
Oh, no. I mean, of course, no, I think actors absolutely hate each other. But then I think that vets hate each other,
No. Actors super hate each other. Actors are very vain, right? They're very, very vain. They super hate each other. It was it. This goes on for an hour and a half. I got a few other interviews as well. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I got kind of the big finish one. I was going to do the John Culture one. I thought that might be fun. I thought I got the other one as well. Where's the other one? I thought I had this long one. Where'd it go? Yeah, one second. I'm going to find it. I know exactly where it was. I was there before, so if I go to YouTube history, doink. Where is it? Here it is. This was great. This was from 1999. Yeah. It's like an hour and a half long. How long will it take me to download? It's pretty low res though. Right. So we got go here. Doink. Start. I'll find the John Culture one as well. Tom Baker, John Culture. There you go. This downloading. Here we go. Download. And thinking about it. Just opening up. Hello. Tom Baker, 1999. Doink, that's downloading. I'll be there in a couple of minutes. So the next one I'm going to grab is Tom Baker, John Culture. Tom Baker interviewed by John Coleshaw in 2001. This sounds fun. Go there. And we go doink. Spinning around. Download, man. This is low res. This is low res. Okay, it's thinking about it. Okay, John Evil, in maximum rages. Come on, just give me the download thingy. Any second now. Save video as. There you go. Tom Baker, John Coleshaw. Fine. As those download, I got other ones we can look at. Fine. Doink. It'll be ready in 10 seconds. Okay. Fine. Oh, it is. Here we go. Let's open it up right now.
Maximum wages form today.
Might I have a word with you?
Sure.
Hello. I wondered, might I have a word with you? Yes, that's wonderful.
Yes, yes, of course.
Right, that's good. Excellent. Born in Liverpool.
That's right.
1934.
Right.
The actor fellow. Baker.
I think so, yes.
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 How utterly preposterous, but it's very nice to meet me.
Yes. Well, it's very nice to be met.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor Who?
That's just silly. Stop that being silly. No more silly. Speaking of silly, look at this. It was this is Matt Smith. This is why Matt Smith was so perfect as a doctor, right? This is behind the scenes.
Confidential. So I'm here with Ed Thomas, the man who makes the TARDIS and everything else in Doctor Who look incredible. Oh, I've locked us out.
Oh. That's so Matt Smith, right? Yes, he broke everything and look out there.
Sorry. I've locked us out.
I should be able to hotwire it.
No, I'll go round. Oh no.
Back to Tom Baker. We'll do Tom Baker, Nick Briggs. Which one will we do? That one over here.
Who? Of what? Well, a TARDIS. Well, actually, that wouldn't be a bad tattoo, would it? Whereabouts there? I think on my chest.
Well, you should get one. You should get the logo or the time tunnel thing. That's where you go.
So, Tom, we have some questions here.
By the way, I have to tell you, I think Nick Briggs is to Big Finish what Russell Lee Davies is to Doctor Who on TV, right? It like without if they ever lose Nick Briggs, forget it. There's no point with going on without. He's the only one who has enough of a foot in reality to be able to like hold back the stream of like. I mean, these kids are crazy, man. These kids are just convinced that they're like, well, we're going to look at that soon. That'll be maybe the next thing we get to.
Some from Big Finish, some from Doctor Who fans.
I'm really looking forward to them, yeah.
Right.
You might like the answers, too.
Well, I'm hoping that everyone will enjoy the answers.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first one is from @apurpleradio.
When was this from? This was from a couple of years ago. They already had the new logo on. Look at this. When was this from? Hang on, let me look back. Hang on, I'll go to my history. This is from 2 years ago. Wow. Look at that. 2 years ago, they knew they were going to have that logo. That's way before it was announced. Wow. That's breaking news, I think.
So, do you have any regrets over Doctor Who, such as not wishing to return for the 20th anniversary?
No, I have no regrets. Doctor Who is the best thing that ever happened to me. And it keeps on happening to me. That's why I'm between.
No, Tom. It was asking if you didn't regret doing more Doctor Who. Not do you regret doing Doctor Who? Well, Karen, you carry on, mate.
Doing this little interview now. No, it was a wonderful, wonderful event in my life. Because, I used to be Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
I won't go through all the anxieties and limitations of being Tom Baker. And then I became a Doctor Who. And then I was fulfilled, and then I was happy and socially more successful, and people were pleased to see me.
Tom, I think he got laid very easily, is what he was saying. Like, I don't think he found getting into Lala Ball's knickers any harder than no. Like, he seemed like he was very, very used to getting pussy, right? And he would be, I don't think it was beyond him using his celebrity to woo young ladies into bed. So yeah, I don't think Lala Ward was the first infatuated young lady with him. Yes.
When I was just Tom Baker, people would shrug, or even not notice. So it is a wonderful thing to have been Doctor Who. And presumably it never fades, does it? The fans don't get tired.
The business about the 20th anniversary is also what they're on.
I have to tell you, they might do around like the Genesis of the Daleks thing. Like, really? I think they're tied around that. Nobody wants to see that or the Ark, mate. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Don't know what the sales are. Asking
about when they did the 5 Doctors and you didn't come back for that and they used some old footage of you. Do you regret not going back?
Well done, Vic. He called it. He called it.
I think I regret not coming back because I don't exactly know why, but I regret disappointing people. I was forgotten about that. Probably I was being a bit shirty about the other 4, or maybe I'd cracked a joke like saying, about Doctor Who's, or something crass like that. It is true now, if I saw another Doctor Who across the road, I'd better stop there, actually, hadn't I?
Yeah, he's not very good at doing the multi-dot thing. That is the new logo. It's 100% the new logo. Here, 1 second. Fine, 1 second. I have to let me get a screen grab for you. I think down. Hang on. It's where is it? Okay, we go. Hang on.
I must get myself a tattoo.
Fine, let me get a screen grab. That is 100% the logo they're actually using right now. I hadn't seen it without the diamond behind it. That man, that is a retroactive scoop. It really is. I find that interesting. That's a genuine scoop. 1 second, where we go. I think so. Look, this is one of the things that I would find interesting because I know because I find it interesting. I'm currently finding it interesting, so therefore I'm not wrong. Tom Baker. Yeah, let me just share the screen. That is 100% the logo they're using right now. It looks like the Lost Stories. Return of the Cybermen. Man. Okay, so they knew that logo was coming out when Return of the Cybermen was when they were recording that. When was that? Okay, that's the Lost Story that maybe not by the Genesis of the Daleks. Well, not a second. Let me do a bit of research or we'll go big finish. I'm in the wrong place. Hang on. There we go. Big finish. There we go. Doink. finish. Then we'll go and look at Return of the Cybermen. Taking time to open up. We might just forget it. We might just forget it. Oh, no. Here we go. Return of the Cybermen. I really want to get to the comic thing as well. Oh, man. There we go. So fine. I'm there now. So it was released when? In March 2021. When was it recorded? They used to say when they were recorded. I don't know. They knew that logo was coming for a long time. Wow. Okay, I find that interesting. Okay, let's get back to Tom Baker.
Well, I would wave. Look, I'd do that.
Yeah. Well, they'd appreciate that, I think. At a Purple Radio says, if Tom does see this, tell him that he means the world to me. He is Doctor Who.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, yes, I think he's right. I am Doctor Who. Yes. That was the other success, of course, was, not having to do a performance, not really even. Well, I did learn the lines, but everything about Doctor Who appealed to me. The Doctor Who is the great escaper, isn't he? As much as Superman, maybe more than Superman.
More than Superman, because he doesn't have superpowers, right? Other than being very clever. Again, that's why I related to him. You could be any color, right? You could be. That's why I found that Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who was such an abomination. She wasn't clever, right? Yeah, no. You see now on all their branding that without that diamond, that logo, it looks fantastic, right? But I can't believe this is way before Rusty Davies said he was coming back. You know what I reckon? Okay, you know what I reckon? He wasn't even in negotiations in 2020 in this time. I reckon he saw the logo on his Mind of Hodiak script or something like that. And he's like, "Ooh, I bet that's how I bet that happened. I bet the cart pushed the horse." Okay, again, I'm interested in branding because that's what I do.
Oh, more than Superman, yes. So happy. I was delighted.
Doctor is clever, but still makes mistakes. Yes, and I love that about him.
At D Chilv, it's an interesting name, isn't it? Says, does he have any fond memories to share about the Seeds of Doom, the crinoid monster? Do you remember that?
No, I know this is fascinating. It's like two elderly men actors, who walking down a out of season English seaside, right? That's kind of imagine it. Like maybe I want to see them solve crimes together. That yes, Tom Baker and Nick Briggs solving crimes. I want to see that show.
I mean, I won, didn't I? Yes, I know. I triumphed again. No. I mean, at the time, I was pretending I was impressed by them. But it didn't take long for me to recover. So I have no memories except that I defeated them. That was it, wasn't it? I don't know.
That's the main thing.
That's it, and bring on the next lot.
And talking of monsters you defeated, and this is a question close to my heart, do you think the Daleks are just misunderstood?
Yes, they are misunderstood, because the thing is they're pitiful creatures, really. And
I mean, it wasn't like them being. I think Ben Aronovich said this, like being based on the Third Reich. It's not like it was a subtle subtext, right? It was like pretty. Like, have you seen Genesis of the Daleks?
And all that shouting and storming about, is just a cry for help, I suppose. And the difficulty of a good-hearted old man like me is that what can I do about it? Nothing. I mean, what can one possibly do to please a Dalek? That's trivial. Oh, I'm so sorry for them. Yes. Do they still crop up?
Oh, yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
No.
Like, really? Are they still around?
For me, they don't.
At Adam Lance Garcia says, what does he hope his legacy as the Doctor is?
Oh,
Defines the character.
come on. Do you mean, what does he... I mean, legacy just after people die, isn't it? Is he out of his mind? No, I have no intention of dying. None at all. God, it was such an effort to come into this world. But that's another story. No?
He was really very well cast in that Randall and Hopkirk revival. You needed somebody. You needed Tom Baker. Tom Baker is like Paul Darrow. Paul Darrow Darrowed, right? Tom Baker, Tom Baker's. Yeah.
No legacy.
For many people, you're their hero. Have you met any of your heroes?
No.
Oh, that would be interesting. I wonder who his heroes are.
I have to admit, and it's not easy for me to say this, but my heroes have avoided me like the plague. I've never met any of them, really. Not even great footballers or... Well, I remember meeting Jeremy Brett, yes, and him being very nice to me. I greatly admired him because he and I had played Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, a little bit differently.
I only played him. Jeremy, of course, was an amazing creature. He turned into Sherlock Holmes. Oh, yes, he was wonderful.
Who are your heroes that you haven't met, then?
Yeah, that's a good question, Nick. That's why I like you there. You're doing well, mate. You can have the corner office.
I don't know you well enough to admit that. No. If something occurs to me, I might suddenly shout it out, but that would be very revealing. You might be shocked.
At Natalie Robin 812 says, what's his favourite outfit that he wore in the show?
Well, I quite liked the outfit, which was a long overcoat and a long scarf and a very expensive hat.
that was all of them, Tom.
And knowing perfectly well that June Hudson had something to do with it. Yeah, I loved my costume, yes. Well, I mean, I quite often put it on, at night when I'm alone, yes. But sometimes I come down to dinner with my costume on. And my wife, who's very kind, rolls her eyes and looks out of the window, And I sometimes wonder what she's thinking.
I would like to know that. I would like to know what your wife thinks as well, Tom. We are all fascinated.
If anyone can guess what she's thinking, they can put it on a postcard and send it to Big Finish.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Let everybody know the Rabbi sent you.
At Who Viana says, how does it compare working for Big Finish on Doctor Who in comparison to when you were doing it on the TV?
Well, it's a different medium, isn't it? But I mean, it's just as enjoyable for me.
Well, I've heard Nick talk about it. I think he'll be more honest than Tom. He's always very impressed at how much Tom has read the scripts and how many different interpretations he has and questions he has and ideas of doing things, right? He's obviously always gone through the scripts and knows it very well.
Just as enjoyable. So it should be. And I have done have I done 100 maybe? I don't know.
Do you know, I have never counted.
Well, I
lots.
think I nodded to David, our dear producer. I think he intimated I may have done 100. It's been wonderful, actually. It's not over yet, is it?
No.
We've got one to do later.
Yeah. But it's, the whole, I think what they're getting at is the sort of the difference between it being visual and then just in sound. I mean, how does that?
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, I love the way that Nick Briggs can translate things into to Tom Baker for him. Right? I mean, he's very good at that. Like, no, Tom, no, over here. Oh, yeah, okay, well done.
There'd be no difference at all, except, of course, I wouldn't put my costume on here because the other actors would be embarrassed. But I'd be willing to put them on if they like that idea. But no, I always think myself, I'm in the TARDIS, and it's terrific fun to do. Yes, no difference at all. I mean, I only had one performance. The Doctor had became defined when he was happy or the producer was happy. And that rolled on, I think, with all of them, I suppose. And that's the way it was with...
I mean, really, you can really see that in season 18 that, like, nobody was happy. And he was just, like, pissed off. And really, I mean, like, it took him a few years before he could, like, get back to reality. But yeah. I mean, look, I think that's what really killed the John Nathan Turner years was... Oh, there you go. Just had a joke come in. When he felt nobody was happy, right? And that's I think Tom Baker sensed that John Nathan Turner wanted to make his own mark and maybe wanted to do things a different way, and Tom had less control, and that's why I think John Nathan Turner was brought in to rein in Tom to a certain extent, I believe. But not happy. That's why he left. Next to be seen in The Lives and Loves of Ashido, his naked arse wagging up and down with his short cut hair.
Me, when it clicked that that's what people liked, I wanted to go on pleasing them, you know. That's what actors do, isn't it? I wanted to go on pleasing them. And 40 years later, they're still giggling at my silliness and my mock heroism.
Because it's very good, Tom. It really is. It's like making Paddington Bear an action hero. It just works so well.
And that pleases me a lot.
One of the differences, I suppose, is that on the TV, you had lots of different production teams you worked with. They changed. You stayed the same. Whereas here, it's been us all the way through the last 7 or so years.
Yeah, well, that's right. So that's right. And sometimes you anticipate my suggestions.
Joseph, states here 41 stories, but how many did he have on audio? A lot more on audio.
So that's quite right too. But yes, it is. It's a beloved family, and meeting lovely people, you know, every few weeks, new casts, all of whom are terribly happy to be a Big Finish. Big Finish is a big deal for me because it makes me happy.
Well, you make us happy.
Well, we like you being happy, Tom. Let me tell you.
Happy. Finally, Homo sapiens indomitable was the beginning of a speech you did in Doctor Who in the Ark in Space. Are you optimistic about the future of humanity?
No.
Let's say I'm optimistic about my future, but I can't commit myself for humanity, you know, because sometimes they can be very, very ungrateful.
They can. I have to tell you, you're not wrong there, mate.
I'm full of hope for me, yeah, and for you, of course, the fans. Oh dear. Yeah, I hope you survive.
Well, thanks, Tom. Let's get back to the TARDIS, shall we?
Oh yes, yeah, let's do that. Goodbye.
Hey, Tom, you're timeless, mate. We love you. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.